Yo, Hip Hop Heist, man. What up? We back at it with another reaction. Michael B. Jordan pulls up to the In-N-Out Burger with Oscar award after him and Ryan Coogler Sinners win. Shout out to All Urban Central with the clip. This Hip Hop Heist TV. We about to get to it, man. Hit that like and subscribe. Let's go.
One more to right here, Michael. Michael, last photo before you have it on. Right here.
Alright, y'all. Michael B. Jordan just had a career-defining moment because Sinners didn't just make noise at the Oscars, it actually cleaned up. MBJ won Best Actor, making the first Oscar of his career, while Ryan Coogler also took home Best Original Screenplay, proving Sinners way bigger than just another movie release.
Love you, brother. I play Smoke, be careful. And I also play Stack, I will. Twin brothers. As a whole, I work more than Coog in the sense of just like, throughout the year, I could do 2 movies, 3 movies a year. Coog does 1 movie every 2 years. When he calls you and picks up the phone, you like, hey, you got something for you? You just like, all right, let's go. This is what we're doing. Pitched the project to me. It didn't take much convincing. He told me about the elements that he wanted to incorporate, why the story, meant something to him, and what he saw for me, what he saw for what kind of impact it would have on my career, and where I was in my career at the moment. It was a challenge. It was nothing easy about making that movie. I'm all about challenges and seeing what my limits is at, and pushing the boundaries. So it was a win-win across the board. And whenever we get a chance to go link up again, it's just a good time. So I want to be a part of it.
And if you've been following Michael B. Jordan's run for real, this win feels earned. From Fruit Valley Station to
Good hold.
Hey, that was a classic. I was just thinking about that. Oh, what the hell is that, bro? That's crazy. Ugh. Oh, this ad is nasty. All right. Let's get to an ad. Love Blue 32312 said that's how real folks do it. Expensive-ish. Not a flex anymore. Carlos says, congratulations, Michael B. Jordan. Yeah, congratulations, man. Fruitvale Station, I was really just remembering that movie earlier today after I seen him win. Look at that. That's a clip from the movie. That's what I saw.
Hey, Ma, I can't get
back
a hug.
to the visiting area.
Creed to Black Panther, Fantastic Four. He's been delivering strong performances for years, but Sinners hit different because this role demanded more than just star power. In Sinners, Michael B. Jordan plays twin brothers, and that's a huge reason this performance stood out. Playing one lead role is hard enough, but carrying a film through 2 separate characters, 2 separate energies, and 2 emotional arcs is a whole different level. That's what made this role feel like an Oscar role from the jump. Michael B. Jordan has personally been killing role after role. What made this one special is that Sinners gave him room to show range, presence, intensity, and control all in one performance.
Depends on what brother I was playing. I think Smoke had his own.
Hey, what's crazy is I haven't even seen the movie yet. So I got homework to do for sure. But it won an Oscar, man. Best Actor, that's what's up. Bro was killing it in Black Panther. He's just an all-around really good actor. You know what I mean?
And Stack had his as well. Stack was listening to a lot of James Brown, Smoke More, Muddy Waters, Buddy Guy, Robert Johnson. And then, we had different playlists that we would share with Ryan, our director, and then our co-stars as well. So we would talk through music a lot of times and kind of depending on this.
This didn't feel like a sympathy win. This felt like an academy finally recognizing a star who's been putting in work for years. And the wins didn't stop there. Sinners also got major recognition for original score and cinematography, showing that the Academy respected the full package.
My father always told me, don't expect anything to be handed to you. You do the work, and everything else is going to figure itself out. And there is a selfishness in understanding that in your craft, in your industry, this is a pinnacle, and this is what our industry standard is, what we put value on in a big way. That competitiveness, you do want that, But at the same time, there's what's for you is for you, and you can't take anybody's blessings away from anybody else. So I'm just like walking my path, man, and just trying to be locked in. So I would encourage other actors and other, artists, no matter what their medium is to try to keep that in mind and be honest and truthful and just, dream big, man. Dream big and be kind, bro. Be honest. I'm really big on like pouring into the universe, and the universe is gonna pour back into you, and that's how I try to live. You know what I'm saying?
So this wasn't just Michael B. Jordan getting up.
Hey, that was some universal knowledge right there. That's powerful, bro. It's crazy because the arts is really tapped in. Like, it's just like when you being creative, you tapped into like a universal language. You know what I mean? That hits globally, international, universally. Boom, universally. That was a powerful speech. Let's see that one more time, man. That was a good one. Let's see, right? Yeah. All right, let's hear the speech again. That was good.
Full package.
My father always told me, don't expect anything to be handed to you. You do the work, and everything else is going to figure itself out. And there is a selfishness in understanding that in your craft, in your industry, this is a pinnacle, and this is what our industry standard is, what we put value on in a big way. That competitiveness, you do want that, but at the same time, there's what's for you is for you, and you can't take anybody's blessings away from anybody else. So I'm just like walking my path, man, and just trying to be locked in. So I would encourage other actors and other artists, no matter what their medium is to try to keep that in mind and be honest and truthful and just dream big, man. Dream big and be kind, bro. Be honest. I'm really big on like pouring into the universe, and the universe is gonna pour back into you, and that's how I try to live. You know what I'm saying?
So this wasn't just Michael B. Jordan getting a big moment. This was sinners winning across the board, and that's why this moment feels so big for the culture. Michael B. Jordan got his first Oscar. Ryan Coogler got his flowers. Sinners proved it wasn't just hype. And after years of MBJ building himself into one of Hollywood's most dependable leading men, this was kind of when that stamps everything differently.
I wanted to ask you, watching you and Michael B. Jordan over the years is greatness like Phil Jackson and Kobe. At what point did you envision Michael, playing those two roles as you were writing this incredible film of Sinners?
It was from the beginning. As soon as I imagined what those two characters were going to be, I knew I had to call Mike. I waited a little bit though. He ended up calling me before I got to him, and asking me if I would be interested in something he was working on independently. And I told him it wasn't the right time. And then he got a little upset. So then I had to tell him about this movie earlier than I wanted to. But thankfully he said yes. I wanted to get the script nice and tight for him before, but he jumped the gun a little bit, so I had to jump it back.
Man, that's what's up, man. Putting on for the culture, man. But yeah, we about to get out of here. Shout out to Ryan Coogler and all the sinners, everybody that won on that, and Michael B. Jordan, man. That's a big night for him and his career, both of them, and everybody that was a part of that film. Again, I gotta go watch it. I still got homework to do. And yeah, man, let's get to it though. Hit that like and subscribe, man. Be happy, be healthy. Do what you got to do to survive, like Pac said. But also, man, be of service. Help somebody out today. All right, man, we out. Peace.